Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, I'd like to welcome you all to Cooperstown on this very special weekend. My name is Stephen Light, and I'm the manager of museum programs at the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And I'll be serving as your host tonight as we get a chance to talk with 7 of baseball's most legendary figures. The Hall of Famers you will meet tonight are in town this weekend, taking part in our second annual Hall of Fame Classic on historic Doubleday Field. Are you all coming tomorrow? All right. Well, we certainly hope to see you all at the ballpark tomorrow afternoon. The festivities kick off with the Cooperstown Classic Parade on Main Street at 12 p.m. A hitting challenge will follow at 1 p.m., and the game itself will start at 2. Before we begin tonight's Voices of the Game program, I would like to take a moment to thank all of our members here in the audience tonight. Your support of the Hall of Fame makes it possible for us to continue to offer great exhibits and programs and special events such as this weekend. So give yourselves all a big round of applause. Thank you very much. I would also like to extend a special welcome to the chairman of the board of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, Jane Forbes Clark. And the president of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, Jeff Idelson. Now, I'm sure you're all very anxious to listen to the stories that our guests have in store for you all tonight, so let's meet them. Our first guest had a blazing fastball that set the standard against which all of his successors were measured. Spending his entire 18-year career with the Cleveland Indians, he amassed 266 victories and 2,581 strikeouts, while leading the league in strikeouts 7 times. He also missed nearly 4 full seasons in his prime, serving his country during World War II, for which he was decorated with 5 campaign ribbons studded with 8 battle stars. He was also a World Series winner in 1948. Inducted in 1962, please welcome Rapid Robert Bob Feller. Our next guest has been deservedly labeled one of the greatest sluggers in the game's history, and his power-hitting ability has drawn comparisons to Babe Ruth himself. Over 22 seasons with the Washington Senators, Minnesota Twins, and Kansas City Royals, he hit 573 home runs, 10th on the all-time list, and appeared in 13 All-Star games. During his career, he hit an incredible home run every 14 at-bats, or average a home run every 14 at-bats. He won the American League Most Valuable Player Award in 1960, inducted in 1984. Please welcome Harmon Killebrew. Our next guest spent 22 seasons in the big leagues as an overpowering flamethrower, in the process becoming one of the game's greatest relievers. With his trademark mustache and intimidating glare, he often pitched multiple innings to earn saves and dominating batters on the way to 9 All-Star selections and 300 saves. Along the way, he also won a World Series title with the New York Yankees in 1978. Inducted in 2008, please welcome Rich Goose Gossage. Our next guest combined athletic ability with acrobatic skill to become one of the game's greatest defensive shortstops. In 19 seasons with the Padres and Cardinals, he won 13 Gold Glove Awards and set major league records at shortstop for assists, double plays, and total chances. On offense, he also compiled over 2,400 hits and 500 stolen bases. He also serves as the Hall of Fame's Education Ambassador. Inducted in 2002, go crazy, folks, for the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. Over our next Hall of Famer's 17-year career, he epitomized the emergence of the modern reliever, relying on a sinking fastball and becoming known for consistent excellence out of the bullpen. Along the way, he set a new all-time saves record. He also appeared in 16 World Series games for the Oakland A's, winning the World Series MVP in 1974. In 1981, he won not only the Cy Young Award, but also the American League MVP. Inducted in 1992, please welcome Rollie Fingers. Our next guest stayed in the game for an astounding 24 years, relying not on velocity, but on a fluttering knuckleball that frustrated major league hitters. Over his career, he had 318 wins, threw a no-hitter in 1973, and he twice led the National League in wins, propelling the Atlanta Braves to the National League West title in 1969, where he recorded 23 victories, 21 complete games, and a 2.57 ERA. He and his brother Joe also own the record for being the most successful brother pitching combination in Major League history. Inducted in 1997, please welcome Phil Niekro. And last but certainly not least, we have an enthusiastic on-field general who was known for clutch hitting and rock-solid defense over 19 seasons at one of the league's most demanding positions. Over the course of his career, he set an all-time record for total chances by a catcher and National League records for games caught and putouts. He was also an 11-time All-Star and a 2-time MVP. Inducted in 2003, please welcome Gary Carter. Well, gentlemen, welcome back to Cooperstown, and we certainly thank you all for joining us here on this very special Father's Day weekend. Tomorrow we have our second annual Hall of Fame Classic, preceded by the Classic Day Parade. What does it mean for you all to be here in Cooperstown on Father's Day? Harmon, why don't we start with you?
Did you say Harmon?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. What does it mean to meet here in Cooperstown on Father's Day? Is that the
Yes, that is.
question? Well, of course, when I think about Cooperstown, I immediately think about the day that I was inducted right here in the Hall of Fame, and it comes to mind about my father, who was the best inspiration for me all through my life. Because he was a great athlete himself, and he taught me a lot about playing not only baseball, but football, basketball, and track. He was a great football player, played at Millikan University in Illinois, and then went to West Virginia Western and played under the great coach Greasy Neal. And I guess that's the thing that I think of most when I come to Cooperstown is thoughts of my father, particularly on this special weekend, Father's Weekend. Thank you.
Okay. Bob, what does it mean to you to be here in Cooperstown on Father's Day weekend?
Well, Cooperstown, we were here in 1941 and played an exhibition game. The Cleveland Indians played a game here in 41 and got rained out after 4 innings. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the United States. And thanks to Jane Forbes Clark, is keeping the city in great shape. The mayor came by to say hello to me today, and we were autographing on the streets. And we know Cooperstown is. I'd much sooner be here in Cooperstown than I would in Hoboken, New Jersey. Hoboken is known for one thing. The birthplace of Frank Sinatra.
Thank you very much. Goose?
You know, I was with so many teams that I had the the privilege and the honor to play the Hall of Fame game, the old Hall of Fame game, 3 different times with 3 different teams. Seemed like everywhere I went, they were going back to Cooperstown that year. That was a great game. This is taken over that game, and this is my first year, only the second year of this particular game. So I love coming back to Cooperstown. I always loved coming here, even when it was a very tough place to come to on your day off to play a game here, but it was very, very special. And I can tell you it's very special for me, and I think all of us, to be here at this particular game on Father's Day and resurrect that game and be part of that. And, that was as a non-member of the Hall of Fame, and to be elected to the Hall of Fame has just been, I really can't put into words what it means to me, and I still can't comprehend it. So it's great to be here this weekend on Father's Day weekend. Thanks.
Ozzie?
There's no better place to be than here. I think all of us have experienced at some point in time of that day we played catch with your dad, and to be in the mecca of baseball on Father's Day is very, very special. Having the opportunity to hang out with these guys and to share it with fans is a very special time for me, and hopefully I'll get asked to do it again. It's a great time. Thank you.
Well, for me, one thing I noticed today, just being around town, a lot of fathers are in town here with their kids, and it was great to see that. Baseball is a kids' game. Even when we were all playing, we were just little kids in big bodies, and being able to come here to Cooperstown and being here on Father's Day is certainly great. My kids are home right now. I've got a 6 and a 7-year-old, so they're missing me right now, so I'm going to call them up later. But it's certainly great to be here. Thank you.
Well, Rollie has my same train of thought that as far as back I can remember playing baseball in the backyard with my brother and my mom, dad, and sister. And I know you all are baseball fans, and it's special for me to be a part of something that is special to you, seeing the fathers and the mothers with your sons and your daughters and grandmas and grandpas here, to make the trip here to be a part of this program, and it's very special for us to make this trip to be a special part of your program as you're here.